Welcome back to Jenna's Kitchen. Apple season is almost over, so you need to stock up on apples. But I get some questions. What kind of apples do you use? What kind of apples go good in this recipe? What kind of apple is your favorite? Well, the answer to the last question, definitely Honeycrisp. But I'm going to tell you about 9 different apple varieties that you can get at your grocery store or your local orchard. So let's get started. So the first apple we're going to talk about is the Fuji apple. Now you're probably thinking, wait a second, they don't look the same. Well, I promise they're the same apple. This one's just a little lighter, kind of more of a yellow color, and this one's more red. Depends on which orchard you get them from or which grocery store you get them from. Fuji's are pretty crunchy and they're so sweet and so good. I love them. They're probably my second favorite apple. They're very close to the Honeycrisp. They're delicious and they're great for basically anything you want to use them for. Great for snacking, salads, pies, applesauce, just general baking and freezing. So you can pop them in the freezer and have apples throughout the winter with Fuji's. The next one we have is the Granny Smith. Now you probably heard of these for being super duper sour and they're green color, but these are great for basically anything you want them to be used for. They're great for snacking, but I probably wouldn't recommend it since they're so sour. They are good for salads, giving a nice little crunchy tartness. They're good for just general baking, like the Fuji's were. You could make little apple bites if you wanted to. You can make an apple pie. Those are always a crowd pleaser. And they're also good for freezing. So in the dead of winter, if you're like, I really want an apple pie, freeze some Granny Smiths and you'll be good to go. Next up, we have Pink Ladies. Now these are also kind of sour, but they're crunchy. And look at the color. They are so pretty. I love the color. It's so vibrant and pink, and it just kind of makes you happy. But this apple is a little bit more tart than the Fuji. It's not as tart as the Granny Smith. So if you want an apple pie that won't be as tart, use these. These are so good. They're great for snacking. They're great for pies, whatever you want to use them for. Pink Ladies are great for that. Now we have the Golden Delicious. I used to eat these all the time when I was younger. They were so good, great for snacking. They're crunchy and they're kind of sweet, but they're not overpoweringly sweet. So if you kind of like a mild sweet apple, this is the one for you. They're great for pies, baking, freezing, whatever you want to use. These 4 apples are great for that. Next up, we have the Ambrosia apple. Now, when I heard of the Ambrosia apple, I thought of the Ambrosia tree from Once Upon a Time. If you haven't gotten to season 5 yet, cover your ears, spoiler alert. But in season 5, they go down under the library in Haiti and they try to find the Ambrosia tree to let Hook come back to the real world. There's your random TV reference for the day. Now these are said to be the irresistible apple because they taste like honey. They're delicious, perfect for snacking and salads, great for pies and baking, but I don't think you should freeze these because the sweetness in there would kind of make them really soft. The next apple that we have is the Jazz apple. This one's a little bit lopsided, but it's fine. It'll taste great. It's crunchy and tangy, so it's great for pies, baking, salads, or just snacking. Just dip it in some peanut butter with some cinnamon and honey. Delicious snack. Also, the way this apple is shaped, it kind of reminds me of a mango. You know the way that mangoes are shaped? They've got the flat side, they've got the round side. You see what I'm getting here? Comment down below if you agree with me that this kind of looks like a mango. Now we have the Gala apples. This one's a little bit smaller than this one, but it'll still taste the same, crunchy, kind of sweet. It depends on where you get them from, because I've had really, really sweet Gala apples and not so sweet Gala apples, if you know what I mean. But Galas will always hold a special place in my heart because my grandma was named Gala, and this apple was created 17 years after she was born, so. Galas are great for just about anything you want to use them for, except freezing. I would not recommend them for that, but anything else, baking, sauce, salads, snacking, late night snack, Galas are good. Next up, we have Red Delicious. These are a classic. They are sweet, they are crunchy, they're great for snacking and salads, but not that great for baking pies or for freezing them because they're going to get soft and mushy and just not what you want when freezing apples. So if you want to freeze an apple, I would suggest one of these 4, not the Red Delicious, but these are great for snacking. Next up, we have my personal favorite apple, the Honey Crisp. These are so good. They're crunchy, they're sweet, they're perfect for snacking. When you come home from school, cut one of these up, put some peanut butter, cinnamon, and honey. Perfection. I absolutely love that. These are sweet, they're crunchy, they're perfect for snacking, like I said. Salads, get some crispy, crunchy apple flavor in your salads. Great for baking because they're nice and sweet. I would not recommend putting them in the freezer because these will bruise easily. Putting them in the freezer kind of takes away from their crispy crunchiness, so I would not recommend putting them in the freezer. Here's two just random apple facts. The oldest apple was the Ankura. It was made in 79. You heard me right, 79, like 7-9. No 1979, no 1479, just 79. It was the Ankura and it was made in Italy. It was one of the first apples ever recorded, but the USA's first apple. Now that one is a mouthful to say. I don't know where the name Espus Spitzenberg came from, but apparently the USA liked that name in 1790 because that's when our first apple came about. Now, we got some of these from the grocery store, but one of the things about the grocery store is that they're picked. They probably were grown in Washington, shipped on a truck over here, sprayed with something to make them ripen over time when they're coming, and there's nothing wrong with that. These are still great apples, but if you get them from a local orchard, they're nice and fresh, and they're so good. Plus, you feel good about supporting your local apple orchard. We love that. Plus, my local orchard is so fun. They have slides, and they have apple cider slushies, tons of good things, especially their caramel apples. I love them so much. We get them every year. They're delicious. If you like this video, please like it and comment your favorite apple down below. Subscribe to Jenna's Kitchen, go to your local orchard, get some apples, and have a great day.